guys, welcome to the new video series, Demystifying GEO, AEO. Same but different. What's the difference and how do you win this game? How do you make moolah? How do you rank in AI search engines? That's what you're gonna learn in this video series. Let's go. So, straightforward, GEO. Right, so from the beginning, GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. If this sounds like SEO, good, you're following. This will be the main difference. So what's the difference between a generative engine and a search engine? There are some differences, but in the name, you already have half the game. All right, for part two, we have answer engine optimization. What's the difference between a generative engine and an answer engine? Lots of readings have been made about this. I think there's a lot of noise when it comes to the nomenclature for this new discipline of SEO, which is what this is. This is SEO part 2. Second parts were never good besides The Godfather. And there's a lot of not good stuff happening so far on this. Now, AIs are freaking cool. Lots of cool stuff you can do with AIs. Lots of cool research you can do with AI. A lot faster than you would normally looking for answers on a search engine. But this doesn't matter to us because if you're watching this, you want to rank in these search engines. This is what you're looking for, these terms here, and this is what you're going to learn on this series. But I want to start from the very foundation. Everyone wants to skip on the how do I rank. If I start talking about that and I miss the foundation, the knowledge will have some very big gaps that will result in you not getting the results that you want, which is the same that happens with SEO and has been happening for decades. So since in SEO, my mission has been to cover from the very beginning, the very foundation of SEO all the way up to the top so we can stack up truths and get results. We're doing the same here. So GEO and AEO are SEO part 2. Let's hold that thought there. Hence, this can also be called the following. This is, in my opinion, a much more apt name for what's being described here in the industry by some of the other players. We're gonna enter into the playing field, the players, a lot of other cool stuff they're gonna love. GEO, AEO, like I said, can be summarized to how do you do SEO for AI-based answer or generative engines. The difference is slightly unclear. We can cover that in a second. So this is the name of the game. GEO, AEO, the game is the game on getting to be the recommended brand of choice on AI-powered search, generative, answer, recommended, whatever name you want to call it, engines. I'm highlighting the ones that matter so that we stay away from the nonsense. AI search engines. That's what we're doing here. Beauty. So if that's the game, how do you win it? For that, we need to know the playing field, the players, the rules, the tricks, the tactics, the cheats, all of that. Let's go. So I'm gonna blaze through this part here so we can go quickly through all of them. I will make dedicated videos for each and every single one of them to go into full depth so you can be the winner and get the rewards. Good. This game has got some rules. It's got a playing field. It's got a set of players. It's got cheats and patches for those cheats. And last, it's got rewards typically made of money. Yay! Good. I'm gonna start first with a very quick overview of the playing field. So right now in the AI SEO game, there's 2 playing fields. One, we have the chat engines, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, right? And you can name your favorite. And on the search engine side, we have the classical ones. Nothing has changed there. We're gonna have Google, this is AI overviews, and we're gonna have Bing, which right now, at the time of making this video, is not really offering something like AI overviews. They try to embed it in. They do have a tab for Copilot, which of course is just another player here. Now, not all of these fields have the same amount of players, nor the game is won in the same way in each and every single one of them. In the majority of this series, I will put most of my focus into talking about these 2. This is the single biggest player. This is the second largest player when it comes to this. And you will be surprised to know that there are some major differences on how to do AI SEO for one and the other, but there's some major similarities that matter more. Now, for the rules on how AI search engines actually work and how to win at the game, because knowing the rules, you can know the win conditions, I will give you a very high-level summary here, and then I will do other dedicated videos for each one of these subjects that I'll cover here into a lot more levels of depth, depending also on how much demand there is for that kind of content, since there's a lot of it already available online. So, very important. Rule number 1, math goes first, language second. This is funny enough. a universal rule for most things, but it's particularly important for this game. Why? All of these AI search engines are written in math, even though the output and the input that you interact with is language. If we know the math, we can predict the language that we should use to get the best answers, as well as the language that we will get out at the other side after we've manipulated the math in the right way so that our brand can be number one and we can make moolah. Beautiful. Second rule, it plays on the same principles of the game of SEO. Same principles, a few novelties, different weights. Now, next, and is one of the largest differences between the game of SEO and the game of AI SEO. SEO just gives you answers. AI SEO rewrites the story and crafts a unique answer for you. And this part here is paramount because we can influence the things that we know matter for the story that AIs have to tell you. AIs have also their own set of rules for themselves, which says that an AI has to give an answer that the vast majority of people will find valid, which means an AI will only give you ever an answer that is at most an 8 out of 10. If Google could ever give you a 10 out of 10 in the sense of actually showing you the top 10 best results for your query, AI is only going to give you one answer. Sure, a bunch of sources, which we're going to enter into a second, but what's on that story can only at most be an 8 out of 10 because it has to defer to consensus. It has to average things out to something that's already excellent in the best of the cases. Most of the time it's not because of the next reality of AI. All of them hallucinate. Some days they hallucinate more, some days they hallucinate less, but they all do it. This one is more important. It credits sources sometimes. Next, onto the playing field. All right, so what are the players that are influencing how this industry in itself evolves, the amount of results that you can expect as a business? Well, let's cover that real quick. Number one is, of course, going to be the platforms. And by the platforms, I mean the actual designers of the playing fields, plus the playing field in and of itself. So that's going to be, remember, all these companies, right? Alphabet, OpenAI, Anthropic, they all want to do fundamentally two things that we can say for certain before we get banned from YouTube, which is they want to get market share and they want to make money. Now, we do know this particular one here is not making money, but it wants to. And this one here, we know it makes money from other stuff, but not necessarily from the AI products just yet. Next are the users. That's an easy one. The users are simple. Me, you, and everyone else who doesn't run a business is just looking for information. If you're watching this video, I'm going to assume that you are in business and you want to get your brand recommended. Good. What's next? Next are the sources. There are 4 kind of fundamental sources here. One is going to be the selected training data. And there are 5 fundamental sources that most AIs utilize. This is the order. First source is the selected training data. That has a cutoff point. At some point, they select the data, they shove it into the thing, and it says, go process this thing. They won't enter new ones, so it has a cutoff date. Next are the websites that have 3 tiers, so 3 in 1. Tier 1 websites are the same as seed websites from traditional SEO. This is what I told you, this is season 2 of SEO. In traditional SEO, there is such a thing as the seed list websites that are handpicked because they represent real-world institutions that should be trusted, and therefore their websites are also a source of truth. So whatever sites those sites link to typically get a massive boost. This is why .edu links and .gov links are some of the strongest ones that you can get for traditional SEO. Not dissimilar if your brand is commented in any of the websites that are on the tier 1 list for a given AI search engine, you will likely be recommended all the time. Next is tier 2, more specialized websites within your niche. And last is tier 3. Tier 3 is only used when the AI does not get a proper answer for the user on the tier 1 and tier 2. It will utilize tier 3 websites. Tier 3 websites are smaller sites that, in order to be found by the search engine, they need to be searched for, which is the last of our sources, which are the actual search engines. If you ever performed a query to ChatGPT and it says, hey, search in the web, it's likely looking at 20 plus different search engines, getting all the results there, amalgamating them into an answer, combining it with whatever it already knows, and then spitting that out to you in the shape of a rewritten story that at most can only be an 8 out of 10. You see how the previous steps are important? Good. How do we get our brand here? How do we get our brand here? So SEO, of course, SEO matters for these. This only defines some of the weights of the math. This is likely the single most important thing, not dissimilar from traditional SEO. This influence is next, not dissimilar from traditional SEO. And this influence is next, literally SEO. What's the last set of players? There's 2 more players. The next group is the key people of influence. This is anything from the decision makers on the previous levels to the people that you're likely following on LinkedIn that are posting videos, maybe with a whiteboard, maybe without a whiteboard, talking about GEO, AEO, how do you rank there, LinkedIn, YouTube, you name it. Within those people, as in every other industry, there's gonna be very knowledgeable people who run tests. There's gonna be very knowledgeable people who don't run tests, but they're very good at educating. There's gonna be somewhat knowledgeable people that are really good at business and self-promoting. And there's gonna be a last group of people that starts with a G, and the name, I won't say it, but it rhymes with drifters. So besides that, there's one last player that we cannot forget about, which are the regulatory bodies. All these platforms, they do get regulated way slower than they grow. So the regulation is always behind the times, but they do get some regulation. Just recently, ChatGPT announced that it will no longer give medical or financial advice, thanks heavens, because obviously it's not qualified to do so. So all of these players are both playing the game and they influence the stories that we hear that get shared around in social media, in specialized websites that will tell us things that are factual and things that are not. Things that serve the agenda of a few, sometimes is for the good of the many, and it's very important to develop our own critical thinking so that if we are going to invest money into AI search channels so that we can be the winner and hopefully make a lot of moolah, we do it knowing the facts so that we don't get swayed by people who tell stories only for their benefit and not yours. Now, for the part that everyone was looking for, the cheats and patches. Well, there are a few, but at the moment of making this video, if I tell you what the cheats are, if they get patched tomorrow, what would be the point talking about them? My recommendation to you is learn the depths of this game, learn how to play by the principles, and you will have long-term wins. If you want to have short-term wins, I'm sure you can find some videos online that will tell you how to do it. It might work, it might not work, you might get swindled of your money. I don't know, brother, not my game. This is my game. How do you, my dear business owner, agency owner who has to do this for their clients because the clients demand it, so why wouldn't we do it? Or dear you, head of SEO marketing at the company where you work for, how do you make sure that your company does this, which I'm sure that the stakeholders in your company are interested in doing? How do you make sure that you do it without burning through your money and not getting a result? Because I would hate that for you. And I see a lot of people wasting money on this because they do it on the wrong platforms for the wrong reasons at the wrong time with the wrong tactics. So follow me for the next videos in this series where I will teach you how to actually win at this game so you can reap the rewards of some properly done work. Alejandro, my hands checking out. Make sure to subscribe. Cheers.